Long before humans ever built cities or dreamed of landing on the moon, Earth was ruled by massive, furry, and often terrifying creatures. While most of them vanished forever into the past, some decided to take a very long nap in ice. Thanks to the cold grip of permafrost, scientists have stumbled across mind-blowing discoveries of ancient animals that look like they could wake up at any moment. So hit that like button, subscribe, and join us as we explore these real-life Ice Age time capsules. The cave lion once ruled vast regions of Europe and Asia during the last ice age. These majestic predators were larger than today's lions and had features closer to tigers, making them one of the top hunters of the ancient world. Then in 2017, researchers uncovered something almost too good to be true: a perfectly preserved cave lion cub in eastern Siberia. They named her Sparta. With fur, whiskers, and even facial features still intact, it looked more like a sleeping kitten than an ancient fossil. Scientists believe Sparta died suddenly, probably from a mudslide or sudden freezing event, which kept her body untouched for over 28,000 years. This discovery has opened new doors to understanding Ice Age ecosystems and predator evolution in high definition. In 2020, a group of reindeer herders on Russia's Bolshoi-Likovsky Island stumbled across an incredible sight: the mummified remains of a prehistoric bear still wrapped in fur and frozen in the permafrost. This wasn't just any bear. Nicknamed a Therican, she was about 3,460 years old, stood 5 feet tall, and weighed close to 80 kilograms. And here's the wild part: her internal organs were preserved so well that scientists found the remains of her last meal, feathers and berries. A Therican likely died young, around 2 to 3 years old, possibly from a spinal injury. Thanks to the freezing cold, researchers were able to study her brain, digestive system, and even extract DNA for genetic analysis. This is the kind of find biologists dream of. It's like the Ice Age left us a perfectly packed lunchbox. Deep inside the Batagaika crater, nicknamed the Gateway to the Underworld, scientists made an incredible discovery in 2018: a tiny prehistoric horsefoal that had been frozen for 42,000 years. This extinct species, Equus linensis, is long gone, but this particular baby was so well preserved you could still see its fur, hooves, and even internal organs. It likely drowned in a muddy pool that froze rapidly, turning it into a frozen time capsule. But here's where it gets really sci-fi. Russian and South Korean scientists were able to extract liquid blood from its heart. That's right, actual liquid blood. This has scientists seriously considering cloning, so don't be surprised if future generations grow up with real Ice Age horses grazing in their local park. Saber-toothed cats were among the most feared predators of their time, and in 2020, researchers found a baby version of one near a Russian riverbank. This wasn't just a bone or tooth, it was the mummified body of a 3-week-old saber-toothed cub, frozen for an estimated 37,000 years. The cub's body was remarkably intact, with its head, paws, and thick fur still visible. It had short ears, a flat nose, and long forelimbs, adaptations that likely helped it survive the cold. This rare find gives scientists their first up-close look at what these legendary animals looked like in early stages of life, and offers clues about how they hunted, moved, and survived in icy terrain. Basically, it's the cutest little murder machine from prehistory. When it comes to Ice Age animals, nothing captures the imagination quite like the woolly mammoth, and Yucca, a juvenile mammoth discovered in 2010, is by far one of the best preserved ever found. Unearthed near the Laptov Sea in Siberia, Yucca lived around 39,000 years ago and was between 6 to 8 years old when she died. Her body was so well preserved that researchers recovered muscle tissue, internal organs, and thick reddish fur. She likely died after being injured by predators and then quickly freezing in the icy tundra. But that's not all. Japanese scientists were able to reactivate parts of her cellular structure in 2019, sparking debate about the ethics of of cloning extinct species. Could we really bring back the mammoth? Maybe. Should we? That's a whole other video. Discovered in 1979 by gold miners in Alaska, Blue Babe is a 55,000-year-old bison that froze so quickly after being attacked by a giant Ice Age predator that it became one of the most complete bison mummies ever found. Why the name Blue Babe? The blue color came from minerals forming during decomposition. But here's the kicker. Scientists found claw marks and bite wounds, likely from the now extinct American lion. Thanks to the deep freeze, scavengers never got the chance to devour the rest. Today, Blue Babe is a star of the natural history world and a reminder of just how brutal and fascinating life during the Ice Age really was. If someone told you an animal could survive frozen for 46,000 years, you'd probably laugh it off. But that's exactly what happened with a group of microscopic roundworms called nematodes, found in the Siberian permafrost in 2018. These tiny creatures were discovered 130 feet underground in a layer of frozen soil untouched by the modern world. They weren't just preserved, they were alive in a state called cryptobiosis, where all metabolic activity stops, but the organism doesn't die. Fast forward to 2023, scientists successfully thawed and revived them. Not only did they start moving again, but they reproduced. This discovery shocked the scientific community. It's the first time animals this old have ever been revived, and it has massive implications, not just for understanding life on Earth, but possibly life on other frozen planets or moons. In 2016, a gold miner working in Yukon, Canada, unearthed something incredible in the permafrost: the completely preserved body of a wolf pup that had been frozen for over 57,000 years. Nicknamed Jur, which means wolf in the local indigenous Han language, the pup was only about 7 weeks old when she died. Scientists believe her den collapsed, trapping her in the cold and keeping her perfectly preserved. Her fur, teeth, and even tiny paw pads were intact, and inside her stomach, remnants of fish indicating Ice Age wolves might have had a more varied diet than previously thought. This pup belonged to a now extinct lineage of wolves, giving researchers a rare opportunity to study evolution in action. Jur isn't just a well-preserved fossil, she's a snapshot of an ancient world frozen in time and delivered straight to our present. Move over mammoths. Woolly rhinoceroses were the true tanks of the Ice Age. And in 2020, in Siberia's Abizgi district, scientists found an incredibly well-preserved woolly rhino calf, believed to be between 20,000 and 50,000 years old. What makes this find so exciting is the level of preservation. Skin, fur, muscle tissue, internal organs, and even its nasal horn were still intact. That horn is especially rare. It normally decomposes quickly after death. The calf was estimated to be around 3 or 4 years old and likely drowned, its body frozen soon after. This gave researchers a treasure trove of biological data about a species we've known mostly through bones and cave drawings. As Ice Age megafauna go, this one's a superstar and proof that there's still so much to uncover under the permafrost. Adelie penguins are still waddling around Antarctica today, but some of their ancient relatives didn't make it. In Cape Irizar, researchers discovered the bodies of hundreds of Adelie penguins, frozen in remarkable condition and dating back between 800 and 5,000 years. Here's the strange part: their feathers, skin, and even soft tissue were shockingly well preserved, almost like they had died just months ago. So what happened? Scientists think a sudden local climate event, like a freak storm or flash freeze, may have wiped out entire colonies and instantly preserved their remains. Now, these icy avian time capsules are helping researchers understand penguin migration, breeding patterns, and how vulnerable they are to abrupt climate shifts. Even though this isn't a case of extinction, it's still a haunting reminder of how fast nature can turn the tables. You've heard of beauty sleep, but how about a 30,000 year nap? In 2018, gold miners in Yukon unearthed what looked like a ball of frozen fuzz. It turned out to be an Arctic ground squirrel, curled up in a fetal position just like it would be during hibernation. Scientists believe the squirrel may have died during a seasonal slumber when a sudden temperature drop froze its burrow solid. But thanks to the deep freeze, its body remained almost perfectly preserved, fur, skin, and all. This isn't just a cute story. The discovery lets scientists study behavior, anatomy, and even evolutionary traits of a creature that once shared the Ice Age with mammoths and saber-toothed cats. It's like digging up a stuffed animal and realizing it's the real thing. Nature's freezer works wonders. Birds don't usually survive the test of time. Their feathers and delicate bones decay quickly. But in 2018, in the icy wilderness of Siberia, a group of ivory hunters discovered something astonishing: a perfectly preserved horned lark. This tiny bird, no bigger than your hand, had been frozen for an estimated 46,000 years. Its feathers, skin, beak, and even soft tissues were intact, a miraculous level of preservation for such a fragile animal. Genetic analysis showed that this lark was likely the common ancestor of two modern subtypes found in Siberia and Mongolia. It's an incredibly rare case where science gets to bridge the evolutionary gap from Ice Age to modern day using an actual specimen. This feathered little mummy is now one of the most important bird fossils ever found, and a reminder that even the smallest creatures can tell the biggest stories. So that's it. Before we wrap up, make sure to leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and see you next time.